Hello students of Standard 8th. Welcome to this online class teaching. Good afternoon students. I hope that you all are fine and you all are good. Today we are going to learn an interesting lesson about APJ Abdul Kalam, his three visions for India. Abdul Kalam was a renowned scientist whose significant contribution and role in the development of India's missiles earned him the title Missile Man. He was also elected as 11th President of India. This great personality had three visions for our country. In this chapter, we are going to learn three visions for his motherland India and pleads with Indians to get involved in the nation building process to make India a developed nation. This chapter has a lot of importance in the present scenario. Our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi's Atmanirbhar Bharat is very much inspired by Dr. Abdul Kalam's ideas of three visions for India. So students, today we are going to learn an interesting lesson of English about three visions for India given by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So students, get ready with your textbook as well as your pencils to mark out the difficult words. So students, let's begin with the lesson. Take out page number 40. Let's start with the lesson. 2.4 Three Visions for India. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the father of India's integrated guided missile program, states three visions for India based on the achievements and progress that he has witnessed in the history of the nation and during his own career as a missile scientist. Dr. Kalam's three visions for India are freedom, development, and standing up. The focus of his presentation is on developing India to its fullest potential while standing up to the rest of the world with fully validated self-respect for the achievements that have been obtained in the modern times. So what is given in the first paragraph is that Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is called the father of India's integrated guided missile program. He states three visions for our country India. He saw that our country India has a lot of potential. He is a missile scientist. He has seen that India can achieve more things. India can achieve a lot. So that is why he has stated three visions for our India. That is freedom, development and standing up. So these are the three visions: freedom, development and standing up. We will learn these three visions one by one in this chapter. So he has given these three visions for our country. His aim was to turn India to a developed nation from a developing country and stand with self-respect in front of the whole world and show achievements that we have achieved in modern terms. His aim was to proudly say about the achievements that we have achieved so that everyone can respect us, so that we can have self-respect. So students understood what is given in the first paragraph. Now let us read the second paragraph. If we are not free, no one will respect us. I have three visions for India. In 3000 years of our history, people from all over the world have come and invaded us, captured our land and conquered our minds. From Alexander onwards, the Greeks the Portuguese, the British, the French, the Dutch. All of them came and looted us and took over what was ours. Yet we have not done this to any other nation. We have not conquered anyone. We have not grabbed their land, their culture, and their history, nor tried to focus our way of life on them. Why? Because we respect the freedom of others. If we are not free, no one will respect us. Very true. If we are not free, then no country will respect us. If we are slaves to others, then nobody will respect us. As in the past, we were under the control of Britishers. Everyone has learnt in the history that the Britishers have invaded our country and captured our country. So that time when the Britishers had come and captured our country, that time our country did not have independent identity. So Abdul Kalam is saying that if we want freedom, if we want respect, then we have to get freedom. So we were under the control of Britishers. That time we did not have respect. We did not have respect, and we were treated as slaves by the Britishers. They had captured our land. We were working under the Britishers. So before 3000 years ago, many people from foreign had come, from Alexander onwards to the people from Greeks, the Portuguese, the British, the French, the Dutch. Many people from these foreign countries had come to our country and they had looted us. Looted us means they stole all the goods which were ours, and they took what was ours as theirs. So, but whatever they did to us, we did not do this to any other nation. We have not invaded any other country. Though before 3000 years ago, though they have come and captured us, but our country India did not go and capture any other country, did not looted any other country, nor we Indians have taken away their land. Grabbed means taking, means we have not taken their land, their culture or history. Our country has not at all captured anyone's country, anyone's culture or history. And we never forced also. We never forced our way of life on them. Why we never forced? Because we respect the freedom of others. As we were slaves, we didn't want anyone to be slaves, because India knew how it was very difficult to become slaves for other countries. So India didn't want that other countries should also suffer the same suffering that India had suffered during the Britishers, during the time of Greeks, during the time of Portuguese, during the time of French, or during the time of Dutch. And India respects everyone's freedom. India doesn't seem that only India should get freedom. India seems that everyone should have their independent identity. Everyone should enjoy their freedom. So understood what is given in the second paragraph? Now let us learn the third paragraph. That is our first vision. We will now study the visions. That is why my first vision for India is freedom. I believe that India had its first vision of freedom in 1857 when we started the War of Independence. It is this freedom that we must protect and nurture and build on. If we are not free, no one will respect us. So, our first vision that APJ Abdul Kalam gave was freedom. Why his first vision was freedom? Because during that year 1857, when we started the War of Independence, that time our country had got freedom from the foreign people. So that is why his first vision is freedom. So and this freedom we have to protect, nurture and build it so that our freedom doesn't go to anyone else. We should, whatever freedom we have got before years back, we have to protect that freedom. We have to build that freedom and we have to develop that freedom. We have to develop that freedom and become and make our country as a developed nation. If we are not free, no one will respect us. Very true. If we are not free, then no countries will respect us. So that is why we want freedom. If we have freedom, then only other countries will respect us. So understood what is given first vision as, that is freedom. Now let us learn the second vision. My second vision for India is development. For 50 years, we have been a developing nation. It is time to see ourselves as a developed nation. We are among the top 5 nations of the world in terms of gross domestic product. We have 10% growth rate in most areas. Our poverty levels are falling and our achievements are being globally recognized today. Yet we lack the self-confidence to see ourselves as a developed nation. Self-reliant and self-assured. Isn't this right? So second vision that Abdul Kalam gave was development. So our country for 50 years, our country was a developing nation. So now it is time to see ourselves as developed nation. Abdul Kalam is saying that for 50 years our country was a developing nation. That means for 50 years it was being developing. But now we want ourselves to see as a developed nation. So what Abdul Kalam is saying that our country have to become developed nation now. It is the time to become developed nation now. Among the top 5 nations of the world, our country is one of them in terms of gross domestic product. What is gross domestic product? It is a monetary measure of market value of goods and services produced in a specific time period. So among the top 5 nations of the world, our India was one of them in terms of gross domestic product. And our country has the growth rate as 10%. Most of the areas also growth rate is 10%. Our country's poverty levels are also falling. Poverty levels means the poor people, now there are no poor people in our country. Many people have started earning. Many people have got jobs. Many young people, even the women are now working. So our poverty levels of our country are falling. And our achievements are being globally recognized today. So whatever our country has been achievements, it is globally, that means throughout the world it is being accepted. So people are now knowing, people from foreign are knowing about India and about Indians. But still we don't have self-confidence in ourselves. We don't have the confidence to say that our country is a developed nation. We don't see ourselves as self-reliant. Self-reliant means self-dependent, and we don't see ourselves as self-assured. Self-assured means we don't have self-confidence. We don't have confidence in ourselves to say that our country is a developed nation. Still we don't see our country as a developed nation. So this is not at all right. We should say and declare to everyone that our country is a developed nation. So India must stand up to the world with confidence in front of other nations and say that yes, India is a developed nation.